know what the best build for Ju Fufu is? Well, I guess you're clicking on the video, so you do. Anyways, guys, today we're talking about the best build for Miss Ju Fufu, going over her best W engines, to disk drive sets, the best teammates, how to play her, everything like that. But I'm not going to give you the normal slop that you get from other guide videos, because I'm going to be giving you the best build up front and then talking about the kit afterwards. So you'll just be getting, I guess it's still slop at the end of the day, isn't it? Yeah, so hit the subscribe button if you also enjoy slop like I guess me. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and talk about her best in-slot W engines. First, obviously her best in-slot here is going to be her signature W engine, guys. What this is going to be doing is, first of all, giving her an attack percent increase. But on top of this as well, guys, it'll be increasing the wearer's days from the EX special attack, chain attack, and ultimate by 28%. And whenever you're using a chain attack or ultimate to deal fire damage to the enemies, your whole team's going to be getting a 10% damage bonus that can stack up to 2 times. So this also provides support to the team as well, and I'm sure you can tell why this is going to be her best in slot, right? Because first and foremost, she is a stun character, but on top of that, guys, she's also a sub DPS and a buffer for the team as well. So this literally plays to all of her niches, and this should really tell you how she kind of needs to be built. But we'll touch more on her stats later on in the video. Let's go ahead and talk about her second best in slot W engine option now, which is going to be Hellfire Gears. This is going to be Coletta's signature W engine. This is going to be increasing her impact by 18%, so it helps her stun that much faster. But on top of this, guys, whenever she's off field, she'll be getting increased energy regen, and also whenever she uses an EX special attack, her impact is going to be increased by up to 20% from this as well. So she is, like I said, a sub DPS, meaning for the most part, she is off the field a lot of the time. So this does help her out to get her energy back up so you can bring her back to the field, which will help you build up things like her might and momentum, which we'll touch on in the kit breakdown later in the video. So this is all around another really good, solid option for you to pick. You can actually pick that up right now because you are allowed to pick up one free standard W engine and one free standard character. So if you want to know which one you should pick, then I already have another video out on that on the channel already. This could be a great option for you to pick up if you haven't picked up one already. And then for her best in slot free play option, guys, that is going to be the Steam Oven W engine, guys. First of all, it's going to be increasing her energy regeneration rate by a huge amount. And essentially what this W engine is going to be doing, guys, is increasing her impact based off the amount of energy she consumes. This is a very on the field type of W engine, though. Do keep that in mind. And there is a substantial increase, in my opinion, from what Steam Oven can do and what Hellfire's Gears can do. Just keep that in mind when you're building her out, guys, because I think there will be a noticeable difference between the two. But that's all that I have to mention now in terms of the best in slot W engine, guys. Let's go ahead and talk about what her best in slot synergies are, or best synergies and best teammates partners she has, because there are a lot of them. Now, starting off with her best in slot team first, guys, that's obviously going to be a team with her compadres, Miss Yixuan and the Panda Man himself. The reason why this team works so well is because Yixuan, you want her on the field a lot of the time. Then you have Panda increasing sheer force damage, which helps out Yixuan. And then we have our girly of the hour, Miss Ju Fufu, coming in there to provide some extra stunning on the enemy, and then also providing buffs to Yixuan as well, like a crit damage bonus to really help her do some additional damage out there. So all in all, this is going to be the best in slot team for Yixuan, but this is not the only team she can work on. She actually has a lot of teams she can work on. But another notable team for this will actually be a team with Evelyn and Astriao, and the reason why this team works so much is because she'll be increasing chain attack damage as well, meaning she will be buffing the amount of chain attack damage you're doing. This is kind of like a match made in heaven for Evelyn here, guys, because she literally wants a buffer to buff chain attack damage. And then another option you can use here, someone like Hugo. Hugo wants 2 stun characters on the team, so she is a stun character, meaning she fits this niche already. But another alternative reason why she works for Hugo as well, guys, and honestly every single character you put it with, is the ability to increase the team's decibel maximum by 1,000, meaning if you get to the 3,000 to launch everyone's ultimate move off, you're also going to be helping Hugo out to combo his moves that much better with his totalize. So that means you can time his ultimate up better for when enemies get stunned, so you can maximize the damage you're getting with him. So you're getting his buff off on his EX special, and then you're able to totalize, which does a lot more damage. So this can be really solid for someone like Hugo, and honestly, guys, just everyone else in the game. Like, she works super well just about every single character in the game. That it's unreal. Now, the only characters that I can say that she probably doesn't work as well with is someone like an Anomaly character, right? Anomaly is kind of like dumbstrued because crit damage is really not helping much there. So if you don't plan on pulling for signature W engine, she doesn't really help that well on these anomaly based teams, or really these order based teams, which, I mean, I guess they don't really need the stunner anyways because they kind of just proc off disorders all the time. That's neither here nor there. She can really work with just about every single type of DPS in the game. Hands down, she is a great slot for just about every single team. If your team's on a team that I mentioned in today's video, then leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll try to get back to you telling you whether your team is good or not. Now, on to what you probably want to hear, guys. What are her best in slot disk drives? What sets should you be farming, and everything like that. But before we hop into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, gamers. We're trying to build an audience for Zenless Zone Zero. We have a lot of haters in the comments because people don't like my takes on the Pride win tier list, or people don't like my takes saying this or saying that. I just call it like it is, guys. guys. You might call me Kopi. I'm like, oh, Mono Quantum, guys. Not to get super political in this video here, but Yishuan's not that bad. She's not worse than Miyabi. I don't know what we're coping out in the comment section for that. Anyways, guys, if you think the Yishuan's good, then hit the subscribe button now. And now let me tell you what the best in-slot 4-piece this drive set is, and that is going to be the new King of the Summit set. There's actually a couple different ways you can run her, but King of the Summit, in my opinion, is going to be the best overall set because first of all, what this is going to be doing is increasing your overall days, which is really huge to begin with because I don't think we have anything else in the game that really increases the amount of days you're able to do with your attacks. So first of all, at a 2-piece alone, this is really good, and you could probably pair this up with maybe like a 2-piece Shockstar Disco if you want to do that. But we'll talk more about that in a second here because what the 4-piece is going to be doing, guys, is actually going to be increasing the team's crit damage whenever the stun character that has this equipped uses a EX special or chain attack. And if the wearer's crit rate is over 50%, you'll be increasing that by an extra 15%. So a 30% crit damage buff for the whole team is absolutely massive. Obviously, like I said before, it doesn't help out your anomaly-based DPS, but will really help out practically any other team in the game outside of Anomaly. So this is really massive. This is the hands down my favorite best in slot set, but if you didn't have this set or didn't want to farm it, there are other sets you can run, like the 4-piece Astral Voice. Astral Voice will obviously be giving you a 10% attack percent increase, but on top of this as well, guys, whenever you're using a quick assist, which she is very consistent at and can do very frequently, you'll be increasing the team's damage by up to 24%, which is just absolutely massive there. But this can only be put on one character on the team, same as King of the Summit can only be put on one character on the team, and you usually want to save your Astral Voice for if you have another type of support character on the team, you would put that on them versus putting it on her because she is a stun character, so you want them to daze the enemies quicker anyways. So that's why I recommend the King of Summit over the Astral Voice set. But like I said, there's obviously other 2-pieces you can run, like a 2-piece King of the Summit with a 2-piece Shockstar Disco with maybe like a 2-piece Swing Jazz to increase energy regen right there. There's just a lot of different things you can run here, but I definitely would be farming and putting an emphasis on farming that King of the Summit set because I do think it'll be most beneficial for you to farm that set to really maximize that crit-based DPS damage. That was fucking cringe. I'm so sorry. Now let's hop into what her best in slot stats are. So hopping into the main stats first, guys, on the 4-piece is going to be crit rate, on the 5-piece attack percentage, and on the 6-piece is going to be either impact or attack percentage. I would obviously recommend impact over attack percentage just because you want to stun the enemy that much quicker, but you can run attack percent here too if you wanted to, or maybe you just couldn't get a good impact main set or something like that. But I really want to put an emphasis. I do recommend running impact here. Now for these substats, guys, I would recommend crit rate, attack, and crit damage. She is a sub DPS at the end of the day. Like, you want her to be doing sub DPS damage. She's able to do damage when she's off the field. So getting stats like this, and considering there's no stat to really increase the impact and or days in your substats, this is the best thing you can do. Maybe they'll add something in the future to increase days and impact in the subsets, but they probably won't, let's be honest here. Anyways, that's really all that I have to mention in terms of the drive sets and the drive stats now. And if you've gotten the information you needed, then I'm happy you watched the video and make sure you subscribe to the channel. But now we're going to talk about how she actually works and how you should be playing her. So hopping into what her core gimmick is here, guys, she basically builds up 2 different resources, Might and Momentum. Might is going to be the resource bar you see under her name, and this can be charged up to 200. And how you get this is from using things like her auto attacks, EX special attacks, ultimates, and her spin attacks as well. And what this Might's going to be used for, guys, is actually triggering her own additional chain attacks, hence the chain attack damage bonus she gives to the team. So this will be helping her damage out by quite a bit, and you definitely want to be building this up. But the other resource she has here, guys, is actually going to be Momentum, and this can be gained from using EX special attacks, ultimates, assist follow-ups, and things like that. So the energy we were talking about with the W engine, guys, actually does play a pretty big role here, because what Momentum is used for is how to do her spin attack, and that is going to be one of the main ways of getting your Might charge back up, which leads to the damage and buff she's able to provide. So you got to make sure you're using Momentum to get Might. So that little premise out of the way, let's hop into the main bread and butter of what she's going to be doing, guys, which is her core passive and additional ability. First of all, what her core passive is going to be doing, guys, is whenever she's off the field, she'll be using her Might charges to do off-field DPS and off-field damage. That's when she leaves her little thing on the field, her little ball in the field, and that thing starts doing damage. So you want to make sure you're over 100 Might at all times. And on top of this, guys, this is going to be giving the entire squad a Tiger Roar buff. And what this Tiger's Roar buff does is actually give the whole team a crit damage bonus up to 20%, but you can actually increase this to by up to 50% with the amount of attack that she has. Hence her W engine we mentioned earlier with the main set of attack. You do need a lot of attack. So you're going to be needing around 3,400 attack to make sure you're maximizing this crit damage bonus off for the team. Now hopping into what the additional ability is going to be doing, guys. This is what I also mentioned before with the team section earlier in the video, that she's increasing the decibel cap for the whole team. Now with this, you'll need an attack or rupture character on the team, meaning, like I said before, doesn't work with anomaly characters really. But on top of the maximum decibel increase she's giving to the team, she's also going to be giving you 300 additional decibels whenever anyone on the team launches an ult off. So if 2 people launch an ult, that's 600 extra decibels to whoever your DPS is or whoever hasn't used their ultimate. Yes, I guess you could say, right? So at all times, she's able to provide extra decibels to the team. That's very unique in this way because I don't think anyone else in the game really does this. Most ults in the game really give energy, and that's about it, but this gives decibel, which is really nice to see. So finally, what I want to talk about is the core gameplay loop for Miss Ju Fufu here. And how this is going to work, guys, is very, very simple and to the point. Basically, you use her EX special and ultimate move to start getting momentum and might up. Now with this, guys, you're going to be needing to build her might charge up by using momentum. You can do this by using her spin attack, basically by holding the dodge attack button. You'll keep doing a spin there. You'll keep building up that might charge, and after it's over 100, you can then swap into your main DPS character. And what happens there? Miss Ju Fufu here will be fighting the enemies for you and giving you buffs while your main DPS is doing main source of damage to the enemy. Literally, all you do is spin to win, get her off the field, and you are good to go. The better version of Lucy, in my opinion, even though Lucy's an anomaly. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. That's the standard gameplay loop, and that's all I have to say. So if you like what you saw, then subscribe to the channel. Are you pulling for Ju Fufu because this video will be out before, or have you already pulled her and now you're watching the video? Anyways, guys, that's going to do it. Catch you guys later. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Later, guys. Bye-bye.